internets, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays with geeksondergrace.com. And I usually like to start the day with something a little bit upbeat, lighthearted. I usually leave the sad stuff for kind of the end. But today we're just kind of starting off straight out the gate here. As many people know, David Bowie died just a few days ago because of cancer, and now cancer has also taken Alan Rickman. And I feel like most people know who David Bowie is, but Alan Rickman, he is the fantastic actor who played Professor Snape in Harry Potter. He was also in Die Hard and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And the reason that I bring all of it up is because in the Christian hemisphere, the conversation is, were they Christian or not? And I definitely don't know the answer to that. I know David Bowie was seeking God. I don't know whether or not he found him. But that's where the conversation seems to sit, whether or not they were Christian, as if they weren't Christian, their deaths just don't matter. And I'll be honest, I had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to say here, because I also read a report that a Christian dies every single hour due to persecution in the world. And that should impact us, and we should hear that, and there should definitely be emotions arising. Their deaths are just as important as these two. And so I guess I just wanted to say, prayers out to the friends and families of these celebrities and also their fans. Mourning the death of someone is not some heathenistic practice that only non-Christians participate in. Mourning is human, and sometimes it's hard to get through. And I've been reading all this different type of stuff, and so I wanted to vocalize that mourning for someone, whether they were Christian or not, is okay. And praying for the people who are impacted by these deaths is also an okay thing to do. And going on to something much lighter, our next story is about a show coming onto ABC. And I know some people are gonna hear another Bible show and they're gonna tune me out. Don't, because this looks amazing. Or extremely terrible, we'll see, you'll understand in a minute. The show is called Of Kings and Prophets. And they are calling it the biblical Game of Thrones. Producers are saying that it will stay faithful to the book of Samuel, but it should be kept in mind that it will not be a literal translation, according to them. Now, back to me saying Game of Thrones, I think the idea of doing that is to stay faithful to the Old Testament. You may or may not know this, there is a lot of violence and sex and all that kind of adult stuff in the Old Testament. And so what worries / intrigues me is that obviously it's on ABC, so they're not gonna show a ton of sex and violence because they're only allowed to do so much. They are also going to have an online version of this show, kind of more of an uncut. And again, according to the producers, it's not going to be like crazy different when you watch it online. It's just going to be a little bit more graphic, a little bit more real. They are also saying that many Christians are probably going to be offended by the show because of its content. It is not sugar-coated in any way. It is going to be what you would expect to see on TV, not what you'd expect from Christian TV. Which, if you ask me, I know I'm unpopular in this, it's the way it should be. I mean, granted, the movie Noah was atrocious, but in most cases, you don't want a live action version of a kid's Bible going onto your television. That's just not what reaches people. This could be very interesting. And from that, we go on to the final story of the day, which is about our favorite atheist, Richard Dawkins. And the reason we're talking about him today is because he said good things about us, kind of. I don't think he wanted to, but he did. There are no Christians, as far as I know, blowing up buildings. I am not aware of any Christian suicide bombers. I am not aware of any major Christian denomination that believes the penalty of apostasy is death. Dawkins also says that it's very possible that Christianity is protecting us from the evils of this world, which is something I've kind of always thought, even when I was agnostic. Like, Christianity for people is a good thing. I mean, obviously we have people who ruin it for the rest of us, but Christianity brings missional work and hope. And I mean, atheists call it a crutch, but is that a bad thing if it's holding you up? I mean, nobody is doing those things at the scale that Christianity is. And I've heard the argument that a person should be good either way, Christian or not, but the truth is there are a lot of people who are more loving and kind because they are a Christian, and so they feel they need to. I'm just saying, is it really that terrible? Question of the day goes back to Of Kings and Prophets. Will you watch this show? I know for me personally, I probably will do it on ABC or watch, the ABC version, because I just feel like that's better. I might check out the online version and see just how bad it is in relation to morality and all that kind of stuff. Because if it's truer to what the directors and producers want, then it might just be a better product. I'll have to see. Or does the fact that it's keeping that dark and gritty tone that we modernly now want, it seems, does that turn you off? I want to know what you guys have to say. So please leave a comment in the comment section down below with your answer. Make sure you check out geeksundergrace.com for more geeky content. My name is Cody Armour, bring you Christian news in a not-so-boring kind of way every Tuesday and Thursday. This ending is getting so long. In closing, let the haters hate, let the Christians pray. It's everybody like, subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless. That was God bless. I said that really weird. I'm going to go now and edit this because that's what I do with my life.